Hey, what's up, fam? Thank y'all for tuning in once again. As always, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. So let's get into this story. What is wrong with the youth? It's a problem, y'all. I don't know why we don't make more of a big deal out of this. A lot of the youth, they're violent, don't have no respect for your life, let alone their own lives, no respect for authority, no respect for their own parents, families, friends, nothing. I mean, back in the day, I remember growing up and let's say we hanging, with our boys, whatever, and we could be talking with each other. We could be cursing, acting a fool, saying all kind of throwed off stuff. But when adults came around, especially like, the elderly for sure, we would chill out. No cursing, being respectful. Yes, ma'am. No, ma'am. Yes, sir. No, sir. We knew the rules. Okay. Driving down the street, got the 12s in the trunk, bumping, whatever the case. Get to a church, get close to a church or a cemetery, turn the music down. Get around older people, turn the music down. I mean, there was just a sense of somewhat of some kind of respect. Never in a million years would think that there would be a fight. Now, I think I may have covered a story, I don't know, maybe last year or two, where there was like a shooting after a graduation. So you knew. That's the thing about evolution. People are going to take it up to a notch. That's what, good Lord, that's one thing the kids will do. When you're raising kids, especially their job, or especially their job, especially junior high school kids, their job is to test you to see how far they can take it. You have rules and regulations, and you'll say, hey, curfew is at 10. Okay. And then they'll come in the first few times at 9:30, 9:45, then it'll be 9:50, then it'll be 9:59, and then it'll be like 10:05 and 10:10. They'll try stuff like that. And then when you say something, they treat you like the bad guy. It's because you let them get away with it a few times, and then you might say something, but then they'll go back and then they'll try. And I always tell people, in order to curb bad behavior, you have to take your reaction has to be to that next level to where you are really considered the bad guy. And I guess that's why a lot of men, they'll say that a lot of fathers aren't liked, in the house, because we have to be the disciplinarian. We have to be the one to say, no, you got to have rules. There's no, come over here and, lay on my chest and we can cry about it and we're sorry. We know you're going to do better next time. No, you got to lay the law down. And you have to take it. They think that the kids think that you won't, whoop them. They don't think you'll punish them. They think that, or maybe they like got a one-track mind thinking that your punishment only going to be a certain way. You got to take it up to that next level. Like, taking devices, not just for a day or two, maybe for like a month. Taking the TV out the room, taking the door off the hinges and, putting their room door in the garage, things of that nature. You got to take it to a level where they know that you crazy, because they want to play crazy and they want to try to test you, but you got to take it to that next level. So when you don't do that, when you don't discipline your children, when you know that they are in activities or around doing things that they have that is detrimental to their life, like maybe in gangs or hanging out with the wrong people, man, who your kids hanging around. You may not see them, and you may see them like once or twice, and you be like, something about that guy or something about that chick don't sit right with me. But you don't say nothing. You just let your kids, you say, hey, that's their friend. We're going to let them, do whatever they do. And then when something throw it off happen, you like, I can't believe my son or my daughter is a part of that. Well, you should have, because if you was paying just a little bit of attention, you'd see what your kids are doing and what your youngins are getting involved in. And you, as a parent, have the authority and the right and the obligation and the responsibility to shut it off. But you got to do it early, because if you wait too late, kids in high school and junior high, they don't think too well. And you have these stories of these youngsters out there, shooting and stabbing their parents and grandparents because they took their phone, or they wouldn't let them buy something, or wouldn't let them play a game. Was it because you let them get away with so many things for so long? They don't know how to handle punishment and rejection. And all you're doing is set them up for failure, and then you're going to mess around and they're either going to do something violent to you or do something violent to somebody else. Hell, might even do something violent to themselves, but then they end up locked up in jail, under the jail, or 6 feet deep, and you're swerving down. You don't know what happened. But anyway, let's get to this story, because again, like I said on many videos, I got an old saying: I just blame the parents. And I don't know if the parents raised them or not, but you had these kids, so whatever they end up doing, I blame the parents. Now, some things, kids are going to do some things, and like I said, that's just what kids do. They're not going to always make the right decision. They're going to do things that are going to disappoint you, going to hurt you, going to surprise you. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? You show them love, you give them discipline, and then y'all move on. Now, if it becomes a habit, now you might have to change your approach. But anyway, let's get to it. This is from MSN.com by way of the New York Post, and it reads: Tennessee high school graduate throws his diploma, brawls with student after he's kicked out of a ceremony. So this video, which, we're going to put the link in the description. The boy is already getting kicked out of the assembly, but let me go ahead and read so y'all can understand, get a clear understanding. It said, graduating senior, and you made it all the way to graduation, bro. That's another thing. When I was a kid, hold on, let me. A graduating senior at a Tennessee high school launched his diploma at another student as he was being escorted out of the ceremony for allegedly showing gang signs, igniting an on-stage fight. The caught-on-camera brawl between the two Hamilton High School graduates happened as their peers were being celebrated inside the Camden Center in Memphis, Tennessee on Thursday night. Now, it looked like it might not have been a whole lot of students graduating, like it might have been a small, but then again, I don't know. That might be like the valedictorian, all of, the kids that wear the tassels and stuff, and them things, them around their neck or whatever. I don't know, a sash, whatever you call it. I don't know what it is. It's been so long since I've been in school. It's ridiculous. But what I was gonna say is, I remember as a kid that you would understand the situation, respect the situation, and you wouldn't necessarily, if you had a beef with somebody, you wouldn't necessarily do it like in the classroom, or during a ceremony or something like that. You might wait till after school, get outside, or get into the lunchroom, or outside the student center, something like that. But you wouldn't do it like during graduation, or hell, you wouldn't do it if you had a job, wouldn't do it on the job. But things just like while you clocked in, you would get away, go to the bathroom, walk out, let's go talk about this somewhere else. Not, in a place to where it's going to embarrass your mama. The incident, which stemmed from a prior incident with the two students, started when the agitator was seen throwing up gang signs toward another student. According to W.R.E.G., a security guard caught the student's hand gesture and promptly removed him from his seat. Now I'm gonna keep reading because I want y'all to get a clear understanding before I go in. As the unruly graduate was escorted off the stage, he chucked his graduation binder at his unsuspecting victim. Now, he had to been, well, I guess he didn't think he was going to throw nothing because he's dumb at getting thrown out. You a fool to throw up gang signs in the middle of a graduation. The security guard quickly grabbed the suspected thrower, and pulled him off the stage. The student that was hit jumped over 3 rows of seats and chased after his attacker. 2 other students joined the chaotic scene as several security guards rushed the stage to break up the brawl. So y'all youngins, y'all Idiots. Get all the way to graduation. And I'm willing to bet none of y'all were, let's see. I'm willing to bet none of y'all could probably read past a 5th grade level. And I'm being generous on that. I'm quite sure you didn't take a pre-calculus class. Hell, probably didn't get to algebra 2. I'm sure you wasn't. I'm sure these 4 people were not at the top of their class during graduation. I'm just going to bet it, because anybody with any kind of sense would have never, ever thought of doing some crap like this. And then 2 other students jumped in. Really? Wasn't even, anyway. One of the students was pepper sprayed as the security attempted to detain the students. The ceremony was disrupted for a few minutes before the commencement ceremony resumed. We are not going to stop our graduation. We are going to continue because this is the Wildcat way. Well, them students act like Wildcats, one speaker said through the sound system. The fight didn't sit well with several parents who called out the students' behaving during a momentous occasion. How do you fight? Quote, how do you fight at a graduation? It's a time for celebration. So why is everybody fighting? Why are you angry? Quita White, whose son graduated, told WREG. Quick story. Probably heard me tell you this before. Remember when me and a friend of mine was at this Skyline Ranch. Might have said this in a video not too long ago. And like I said, we sitting around. This is back in high school, 95, 96. Graduated 95, so it was around about that time. And, we just standing there, just standing off to the side, standing like basically looking, just mean mugging, looking hard, whatever the case may be. Guy walks up to us and say, hey, what's up? We say, like, what's up? We like, what's up? He said, why y'all sitting up here mean mugging? He said, man, y'all need to be getting up on these feet. And I'm using the word females to be nice because he used a different word. He said, man, y'all need to get up on these females, man. So I like y'all trying to get into a fight, like y'all trying to get into something. And then he like walked off. Sitting there thinking like, dang, this dude is right. Why are we sitting up here like we want to sit here and, and get into something looking for trouble, wishing somebody would say something to it. Man, all these females out here looking good, and young tenors, this, that, and that. It's time to go out here and get some phone numbers. So I always remember that. And we're talking about almost 28, 30 years ago. You know what I'm saying? And I like I said, I remember that and kept that with me every time I was out and about doing something, checking myself, because you're talking about where you're at. You understand what I'm saying? We're talking about not out here hanging on the street, you know what I'm saying, waiting for your ops to pull up. And I guess the ops is a new word, waiting for your enemies or whatever to pull up, ride up, or ride, going places and hoping somebody, to me, it's stupid because it's too much to live for out here. It's you know what I'm saying? It's too many. You're supposed to be enjoying. Like I said, why? Like the dude said, why y'all sitting here looking like you pissed? Why are you mad, dude? You graduated high school. You done something that, you know what I'm saying, that a lot of us have done, but some people hadn't got a chance to. I'm quite sure, especially with y'all sitting here throwing these gang signs, that a lot of people probably think you would live to see your graduation, let alone walk across stage. But you don't have the wherewithal, the knowledge, or the common sense just to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? We're going to chill out here. But after this graduation, we see each other later on, the Waffle House, something like that, then it's on. We're going to graduate. We're going to go to our graduation parties, and that's it. Let's say all involved were given a juvenile summons or misdemeanor citation and released to their parents, the outlet reported. So they were released to their parents. So again, I go back, like I said, I blame the parents. Did y'all not talk to these kids? Anyway, hold on. One officer was injured during the scuffle. He has a big bruise on his left eye. They broke his glasses. The front of his foot looks like it's fractured, the injured worker's wife said. The unidentified woman blamed the school principal for ruining other students' special day. Now, how does the principal play a part in this? Let's see. Quote, knowing that this was the end of the school year, knowing that these kids were battling to get each other, she said. Now they were not in school, but they gave him a packet. You guys can come and walk, the furious woman said. So basically, she's saying that these kids were suspended. And the principal, with his infinite wisdom, he'll probably be suspended. With his infinite wisdom, thought, you know what? I'm gonna give you guys another chance. I'm gonna let y'all walk across the stage. Promise me, as long as you promise that you won't do anything to disrupt the ceremony. And the parents was probably there. So what I was about to say a while ago is, did the parents not sit here and tell these kids, look, understand, don't look at each other, don't say nothing to each other. You just walk across stage, get your diploma, and let's go home. The principal is giving y'all the 1,000 chance to do right on the last day of school. Because back in my day, if you were suspended from school, you ain't walk across no stage. If you was in Metro or whatever alternative school we had back then, you don't walk across no stage. You did your work using, and especially if you're not in school. Now, if you were in school suspension, I don't know how that worked. But if you wasn't at school, but you did your work, oh, your diploma got mailed to you. Or I think you might have was at the night school ceremony, I think. But you were not, because I had homeboys who did not graduate with us. You know what I'm saying? At the time, didn't do it. They had to finish. They finished their class somewhere else, and then they, diplomas got mailed to them. Here you go. Go come pick them up, and that's just what that was. So yeah, so the principal did the dumbest democratic liberal thing that I've ever heard of at a school, and let kids who were suspended, kids who were fighting each other. So this is what I'm saying, and maybe that's why I'm gonna try to be a devil's advocate a little bit. Maybe that's why he allowed them to come, because y'all actually got through high school. So I'm sure they had like a big talk and this and that there, but you still dealing with immature kids who, like I say, wasn't in school. It says Memphis has a huge problem, period. White said it's a real problem with youth. The remaining students whose name was still not called got their chance on stage after the fighting settled down and the suspects were detained. This is embarrassing, man. I don't care. I mean, good Lord. Like I say, these kids, you don't even have enough respect for your parents to just walk across the stage and let them have their moment, because they raised your ignorant tail for the last 17, 18, 19, I don't know how old y'all were, years, to see this moment, to see your kids graduate. That's a big moment in a parent's life, for your kids to graduate high school. And then hopefully maybe go to college or learn a trade or get some kind of job or career and become an adult yourself. That's a big thing. But now you ruined it. You embarrassed the family. The family's name is forever etched in history, on news, worldwide, with the internet, and it'll never be gone. It's like, how are you going to go to a graduation party? Well, first, they were detained, so I don't know. How you going to go to a graduation party and don't and no one say nothing? People don't look at you funny. You know what I'm saying? And then your mom and your parents or your grandparents, whoever raised you, like say, just embarrassed by what they should be embarrassed. Maybe they're not. I don't know, but they should be embarrassed by what the heck these little kids did. But anyway, man, I don't know. I know, like my dad said, he said he glad that he don't have kids that he has to raise in this day and age, because it's bad. That these kids have no respect for authority, teachers, parents, themselves, each other. They don't care. They don't want to learn. They sit in class, and I mean, the devices ain't helping. They don't help, but they don't care. And it's like the teachers, you got teachers that kids threaten, kids being in front of class, cussing teachers out, trying to fight teachers. And then if a teacher defend him or herself, they get suspended because, oh, you're not supposed to touch a kid. Man, these kids got strength. I don't know what you talking about. Some of these kids that look down almost grown. Some of them almost big as grown, you know what I'm saying? Bigger than the grown people. What are you talking about? And they not disciplined at home. They're not disciplined at school. So what you expect them to do? Like, seriously. Anyway, like I said, this is sad, and I mean, just to me, just a sign of things to come. Because I don't know. But anyway, tell me what you think about this story, y'all. Leave your comments below, share them with the world. Let's have let's talk about it. Let's have a dialogue. You know how we do around here. Support the channel. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Four ways you can support the channel without spending a dime. Just take a couple of minutes out your day. I appreciate it. If you want to support monetarily, then you can do super thanks, super chats, or you go on a link in the description box. There are links there to where you can help support the channel. But however you support, hey, I thank you. I appreciate you either way. But with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.